Mr. Wright brings up an interesting comparison that I've brought up several times this week because we know that Notre Dame went to Chapel Hill the day after Thanksgiving. They gave up 2 early touchdowns, I believe, on the first 2 drives of the game, like 5 plays, 7 plays, 75 yards, boom, boom, boom. North Carolina scores 2 touchdowns. They've got 14 on the board. They only scored 3 points, 1 field goal. That offense, the rest of the game against Notre Dame's defense. So it will be interesting to make some kind of comparison. You can't just take one game and that's the comparison, but there is a level of interest that I have to compare the Miami defense and how well it plays against North Carolina versus what Notre Dame did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that obviously, common opponents and things like that, you're going to have those comparisons. I saw people who were, comparing, common opponents between Miami and Clemson. Miami and Notre Dame, common opponents. Like it makes sense and everything. But the thing for me is Miami's defense is more athletic than Notre Dame's defense, only if you play the more athletic guys. And that's not something that we've been doing. It's ended up working out. I think that last week, obviously, we're talking about, some guys who really struggled, playing very strongly. Bradley Jennings being namely one of them, at that second level. But that's where Miami has way more athleticism. But only, again, if you first of all, have those guys available. And second of all, are playing those guys. So, we'll see what happens. Miami was still down 15 scholarship players last week. It was not 15 people. I think it was 12 scholarship players because obviously the University of Miami, we do care about all of our players. All the players who are unavailable are going to be listed. Some of those are walk-ons and non-scholarship players. And with all due respect, them being there or not has no impact on the game. I'm sorry. That's just it. Sometimes you got to go pro in something other than sports, and some of those guys are going to be that. But you're still missing 3 starters and 6 or 7 rotation guys out of those 15. 3 starters and 6 or 7 additional rotation guys, so probably 9 or 10 out of the 15 who are going to play. Hopefully you get some of those guys back, and then you play them as well. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how that works, and then just how the rotation works, and then obviously how the defense is called, because I'm not one who's been there personally in this mental space, but there have been a lot of Miami Hurricanes fans and alums who are very upset with Blake Baker as defensive coordinator for the bend but don't break defense. But it bends but doesn't break. So if it gets broken, that's the problem for me. But I guess some people were upset about that. But he came out and put on a clinic last week, and of course people were going to say, "Well, Manny Diaz took back the sticks. Manny Diaz is calling defense. Blah 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 blah." Maybe that's true. I'm not sure. But whichever way you want to say it, this week against North Carolina, that's going to show and prove a lot.
Michael Love, good to see you, sir. Legends, thanks for the great content, fellas. Best duo. Happy holidays to everyone. Go Canes. Michael, thank you so much. You're a class act. We appreciate your contribution. I am piecing together a number of comments made in the live chat concerning Bubba Bolden's Instagram, concerning Jake Garcia. Had he stated that Jake Garcia is coming to Miami?
Something along those lines, but also he was saying the Palawe Gatoetete was coming over, Gorman boys and transfer from SC and things like that. There was a lot. But yeah, there was that. So, we'll see what happens there. But I've said it for a while that I'm very comfortable and confident saying that I believe that Jake Garcia is going to come to Miami, and that's based upon what it's based upon. But I feel very confident in that. We'll see. But yeah, Bubba Bolden's IG Live yesterday was the big hit of Miami Hurricanes Twitter in the afternoon evening.